lives in Santa Monica. This is Mornings, LALATE.
It's a big morning with big news, and we've made it to the weekend. But is the $14 stimulus check going to land as well today? Millions of Americans are waiting if their $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing in their bank account today. Some got it tomorrow, more got it early in the week, others got it last Friday. But could you get it today? And what about Direct Express? What about that Direct Express card, and why has it been behind on delivering the stimulus check? I'll have all the banks that have paid stimulus checks for $1,400 to viewers this channel across the board. Those are banks that have paid even if you're on SSI and SSDI. I have new video as well from the White House about your stimulus checks from the Vice President. The push from the Federal Reserve about stimulus and why more stimulus is needed. A new statement from Dr. Fauci about the concerns about the raging virus and another wave. A shocking video that got enormous downturn. 2,000 dislikes and 22 likes. Yes. Why was it so poorly received? I'll have all those details. Guess what? It involves your stimulus. The message from the White House is very clear. The stimulus check is coming in 10 days. So what day is that? And then a new video from the White House about stimulus, how quickly you should receive it, and when should you receive it. I have all those details and more as the new day is brewing across the board. The coffee is brewing, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. Just, if only we could get some bacon in this place. I just don't know what I can do to get the bacon here. It's a new day, and it's time for mornings, early mornings, LALATE. Away we go into the weekend. The question is whether, along with our missing bacon, will be also a missing stimulus check. Hopefully the stimulus check shows up, because I don't think the bacon's showing up in this video. But I'll have all the big news from the White House to the Federal Reserve to also the press briefing room and Dr. Fauci. Good morning, and from the West Coast here in LA, how are you? Good morning. It's a new day, and congratulations, you made it to the weekend. You made it through St. Patrick's Day, you made it through Stimulus Direct Deposit Watch, and we're off to Friday. How are you? If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. Let's try to do 4,000 likes. It really helps the video rank higher. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link is in the chat. In this video, you're going to see a lot of videos from the White House that are just out about stimulus. And I have all those details and more. But what about this $1,400 third stimulus check by direct deposit? Where is it? If you have received it, good. If you've received one, but not all of them, interesting. And if you haven't received it, don't worry, it may land today. Today is another banking day, and tomorrow is one as well. Let me explain something important to understand, is that direct deposits appear throughout the day. They don't just show up at 12:01 a.m. That's sort of an urban legend. They actually post throughout the day, and in fact, 2 days ago, on St. Patrick's Day, most of the stimulus checks started to appear in the big banks in the middle of the day. So we have a full day of a lot of information. I'll be live with you on Mornings LALATE at 9 o'clock on the West Coast, 12 noon. I have that Direct Express show that's very popular where I go live into the chat. We'll be talking to people, get it by Direct Express. Also start dropping comments in this video. I will see them when I come into studio for Mornings LALATE. I will see your comments as well. Did you get it? Did you not get it? Which bank? Start dropping your comments and share with one another. Ultimately, that's the best source of information. As we start the new day, here are the banks that have paid stimulus checks to some viewers, even those viewers on SSI and SSDI. Who are they? Here are the banks. Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp, Chime, PayPal, NetSpend, Green Dot, People's United Bank, US Bank, PNC, Capital One Bank, USAA, Union Bank, Meta Bank, Amex, Bluebird, Navy Federal, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Bank America. Now, if you bank in one of those banks but have not seen your stimulus check, don't fret. It's still early. Do not worry. I had one viewer, Chef Roberto, on Thursday send me a message. I'm on Direct Express, haven't got my stimulus check. I'm afraid I'm never going to get it. Oh, no. It is too early to be like that. Not at all. Now, this is what's going on. More deposits occurring today, and more could post tomorrow. What I want you to understand is the following, is that bank deposits can post on a Friday, and they can post on a Saturday. Why? Because this money was sent out last Friday. Anything that was sent out before Friday at 5 p.m. can still post on Saturday. So we're talking about stimulus check that was sent out by IRS for direct deposit last week. It could still post today throughout the entire day and also Saturday throughout the all today. Now, here are the people who would get direct deposit. If you got the first stimulus check by direct deposit, or you're on SSI, SSDI, and you're set up with your benefits every month going to a bank, let's say Bank America, this could be you, or you use Direct Express card, and it goes, your benefits every month go to that Direct Express card. Here is also other people that will get it by direct deposit, and you're only hearing this on this channel. People who filed that 2020 return in February and updated their information, yes, that worked. They did get their information updated and got their stimulus check by direct deposit, so congratulations to them. These are the people not getting by direct deposit, people who are on someone else's tax return as a dependent. It may not come to them, or payees, people that have a payee, or someone that tried to update their 2020 tax return by filing in March. It's too late. In fact, IRS sent out an advisory just a few days ago saying do not use filing of tax returns as a way to fix things. And the breaking developments, if you did not hear them on Wednesday, is that after IRS said, you know what, we're going to come out with some advisories on how to deal with all this because there's a lot going on. IRS said, we're going to give you another month to file your tax return until April, until May. And so instead of your personal tax return due in April, it's due May 15th instead. And guess who that also helps? It helps IRS because they got to figure out how to deal with all these twists and turns. The push of stimulus remains a big point at issue. And that point at issue was discussed by the White House yesterday in a statement by the vice president where she spoke about the need for stimulus, especially among women who had to take off during the pandemic. Here is her message for the vice president about your stimulus late yesterday.
And then, of course, we look at the fact that during the course of the pandemic, over 2 million women left the workforce. And most of whom did not want to leave the workforce for a variety of reasons that are both about economic, but also their professional and goals around just them appreciating the dignity of work and their work ethic. It has highlighted in many ways, this pandemic, the failures and the fissures in our system on every level, including women in the workforce and the workforce in general, both around paid leave, sick leave, family leave, affordable child care. And so all of these are the issues that we have been working on together for years, but that you in particular, these leaders, have been fighting for dare I say, on behalf of generations of workers in America. And
the great message is that stimulus is on the way. But when is it on the way? Let's remember the president's message earlier this week was that stimulus would land in your bank account or mailbox within 10 days after it became law. This is important as to what's going to come up later in this video, because if you've not received it by direct deposit, could it be somewhere else? Let's take a look again at what the president said earlier this week about what day stimulus checks of $1,400 under the third stimulus check package would land. Let's listen again.
We're going to reach two goals in the next 10 days. 100 million shots in people's arms. 100 million shots, and 100 million checks of $1,400 or more in people's pockets within the next 10 days. We're on the way. Help is on the way.
Help is on the way. The question is, why is help so slow when it's the case of the Direct Express card? Millions of viewers of this channel use an instrument called the Direct Express card. And why has it been slow in delivering the stimulus check? Let me go over that detail right now. The Direct Express card remains sort of a confusing factor. One, it is a card in which viewers receive their benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits on a card. Some have the card underwritten by Wells Fargo and have received the stimulus check. Some have it underwritten by Commerce Bank and have not received the stimulus check. But the vast majority of viewers say they have the card underwritten by Commerca Bank and have not received the stimulus check. Now, let's address the issue specifically about this card. Why have so many millions and millions of viewers of this channel who use the Direct Express card from Commerca not received a stimulus check? It remains unclear. I have one viewer who says they had, although no one else has. I had one viewer say it shows pending for next Wednesday. And then I had a couple viewers who have said they've heard a rumor, of course it's only a rumor, that it may post next Monday. We shall see. Moreover, here's what you need to know is that the stimulus check is not expected to post when your benefits post to the Direct Express card. In fact, Direct Express says that's not how it works at all. Really unclear. Now, I do have viewers who bank at Commerca Bank separate from the card, and they have also not received their stimulus check. So the good message is that if you are a Direct Express consumer, it has nothing to do with you. They're just not posting the stimulus. Now, would it just post, meaning it's available funds, or would it show pending? I'll have all those details in a second. But let me tell you how generally stimulus posts. It generally just appears in the bank account and wasn't there a few minutes before. You'll look at 1 minute, it's not there, and then just a few minutes later, it's available. Available funds mean you can withdraw it. In the rare circumstances, stimulus is posting as pending, and that means that the funds are available generally the next business day, that they would not be available that day, but shortly thereafter. Meantime, would there be recurring stimulus checks under the next stimulus package? Yes. And how much would they be? They would likely be around $2,000 a month for 6 months or till the end of this year. That would be a lot more stimulus than SSI and SSDI $2,400. It would be upwards of $12,000. It would be more than hazard pay of $10,000, and it would be more than FPUC retro. That's the great news. But the big question is, where is that money coming from? And this comes as the president reportedly told insiders just a few days ago, that he's looking to spend $3,000 a child for every child under the age of 18. Well, the president was asked that very question through his press secretary. What are you doing for raising money for all this stimulus? And that message was not well received. I'll have that shocking response and why it got a negative response on social media. That video is coming up shortly. But first, here's a little bit about the community page and today's programming schedule. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. and then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues today as millions of Americans wonder if that stimulus check will be landing in their bank account. And guess what? I'm back, and so are you. But where's the bacon? How are you? Good morning. Made it to the weekend, ready to crush the weekend, ready to crush the Direct Express account, ready to crush the person who hasn't given you a stimulus check? Well, no, let's keep it calm. How are you? If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss a single day, a minute of anything happening across the board today. There's a lot happening. Today is a big day because I'll be tracking the arrival of that $1,400 third stimulus check into your bank account today with you live. Mornings LA starts at 9 o'clock, so I don't want you to miss a single video. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. Coming up are some big videos. In this video, I'll be going over that video from the Federal Reserve about more stimulus. I'll be going over that video from the White House about why stimulus is needed. Also, this shocking one that got very bad reviews. What does it mean about forced stimulus and raising something and taking money from your pocketbook? And finally, Dr. Fauci on the incredible virus strains. But let me get back to the $14 third stimulus check direct deposit. Here's what you need to know is that under second stimulus, people were waiting for direct deposit of the $600 December second stimulus check. It didn't show up. And suddenly they went to the mailbox one day and it was there by paper check. What happened? Well, in a very small, not widely reported article covered on this channel, IRS said that for reasons it doesn't particularly have an answer for, it decided that some people would normally get second stimulus by direct deposit. They got by paper check. They said that some people who got direct deposit the first stimulus check would get it by paper check for the second. And that some people who got the first stimulus check by direct deposit and have everything still the same may get it by debit card in the mail. Yes. So my advice to viewers of this channel are the following. If you bank, for example, at Bank America, and you've not received your stimulus check today, Friday, start watching the mail like a hawk because the stimulus check may be in the mailbox. For reasons we just don't know, IRS sometimes sends stimulus checks in the mail. So which mailbox should you check? Yours, your mailbox. Any person you appear as a dependent on their tax return, your husband's mailbox, if it's slightly different than your address, or also all bank accounts that you may use that may not be the Direct Express or direct deposit account you were thinking of. That is where things just sort of happen. I've been doing these videos for a while, and it's just every time there's a strange equation. There's an equation of husband and wife, she's not on Social Security, he's on Social Security. He got his stimulus check, she didn't get her stimulus check. Very just strange things that happen. The best advice I can say to you is watch everything because it may show up in a place that you don't expect it to be. Now, for Direct Express, it's a little early to think that Direct Express card users may receive it by paper check because almost no Direct Express consumers have gotten anything. So when we start to see some of you on Direct Express receiving it, whenever it is, maybe it's today, maybe it's Monday, then we'll start to wonder, okay, are the rest of you getting by paper check? But it's still too early to think that nothing from Direct Express is yet coming. Now, if you're just joining me, these are the banks that are paying out stimulus checks by direct deposit. They are Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp, Chime, PayPal, NetSpend, Green Dot, People's United Bank, U.S. Bank, PNC, Capital One, USAA, Union Bank, MetaBank, Amex Bloomberg, Navy Federal, Chase, Bank America, and also Wells Fargo. But what about the pitching of stimulus? That was a path that the White House decided over a week ago. And those videos continue to land. Late yesterday, this video landed in which the White House had one of its members explain to the American people why the $14 third stimulus check is so great. Let's listen in.
Plan has passed Congress and President Biden signed it into law. So I'm going to tell you about how it's going to help you. This bill is going to help families all over the country. It provides $1,400 checks in direct relief to the families who need it most. It provides the extension of unemployment insurance. So 11 million people in this country who otherwise would have lost their unemployment insurance in March are now going to see that extended through the beginning of September, and they're going to also get an extra $300 a week. This bill also expands the child tax credit, which means that families will receive a $3,600 benefit for every kid under 6 and a $3,000 benefit for every kid between 6 and 17. And this bill is going to help small businesses. The money in this bill provides access to capital, especially for minority-owned small businesses, to ensure that they can get through this moment. In addition to those benefits, this is a bill that's going to fund a national vaccination program. So it's going to ensure that you can get a shot and that we get a little bit closer to the goal that President Biden laid out last week of getting this country one big step closer to normal by the 4th of July. So these are just some of the many ways that the American Rescue Plan is going to help you and families like yours all across the country. If you want more information, you can go to www.whitehouse.gov/American Rescue Plan.
One of the interesting factors about that video was that it was released by one of the president's press communications director, not one of the president's economists. The president is using all stops to pitch the American people about the virtues of the third stimulus package, whether it's the White House, the vice president, or the communications director. Dr. Fauci, meantime, said the importance of remaining vigilant remains at hand. This was a briefing yesterday in which April Ryan asked Dr. Fauci about new strains of the virus. And this is what Dr. Fauci said on Thursday about the new virus strains.
April Ryan with the Grill.
Thank you. I want to get back to the issue of children and vaccinations. What is the current research showing right now as it relates to vaccinating school-age children? And I ask that because I'm hearing from doctors that there is a concern about the possible change in the genetic profile by 2 of the vaccinations versus the Johnson & Johnson. If you can give me a comment on all of that, all of the above. Thank you.
Dr. Fauci?
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Thank you for that question, April. Right now, there are a couple of studies from multiple companies looking at vaccines in children. Just to let everybody know where we are, the vaccine studies that are done right now are looking at both safety and immunogenicity. It's not looking for vaccine efficacy signals because you would need tens of thousands of people in those trials. We're trying to do bridging studies to show comparable immunogenicity at the same time of looking at safety. We will know answers to that for high school level individuals by the time we get to the fall. And when you do an age de-escalation in younger children, we just started a study with Moderna literally this past week, in which we're going to do age de-escalation from 12 to 9, 9 years to 6 years, 6 years to 2 years, and 6 months to 2 years. We're going to be looking at multiple aspects of safety.
And there you go. The focus on making sure the country is safe and also well-funded remains a big issue. But will that $14 third stimulus check land today? Here's what you need to know. Millions of Americans received stimulus checks starting a week ago today, actually. Some viewers started reposting this, seeing the stimulus check post a week ago today in Chime and Cash App accounts. Then next round started to appear in the accounts of Emerald cards from H&R Block. But this is what you need to know, is that there was one single push of all stimulus checks from IRS for direct deposit. There's not multiple pushes. That's the good news. Number 2, there already is a push for the paper checks. So those paper checks are already on their way. They're going to start to land next week, and you may look for a beige envelope for a paper check or a white envelope for a debit card from the IRS. Meantime, ultimately, you're getting a stimulus check. I need to always remind people that there's a lot of strange narratives out there. Every day, another day passes, someone says, I heard no children getting stimulus checks. Untrue. I heard people on SSI, their checks are being held for 3 months. Untrue. In fact, if you go to the meta banks, God forbid, if you go to the Direct Express checks, Direct Express cards website, it says stimulus checks will arrive in the next few weeks. What? Also untrue. We saw the recording earlier in this video where the president says everyone's going to receive it, 100 million checks in 10 days. So the messaging is very clear. If you're on SSI and SSDI, it's not a factor of your benefits when you're going to receive the check. It's a matter of who you bank with. That is what determines when you receive your stimulus check. And that stimulus is greatly needed. And that was what the Federal Reserve's message was yesterday at the FOMC. 2 days ago, at the FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve said on March 17th that it's imperative that we continue to support this economy, at least from a Federal Reserve's perspective, because job creation is still not there, unemployment is still not improving, and that labor and manufacturing still need to rebound. Let's listen in to some of his comments.
Good afternoon. I would like to start by noting that it has been a full year since the pandemic arrived with force on our shores. Looking back, it was clear that addressing a fast-moving global pandemic would be plainly and primarily the realm of healthcare providers and experts. And we are grateful to them and to all the essential workers for their service and sacrifice. The danger to the U.S. economy was also clear. Congress provided by far the fastest and largest response to any post-war economic downturn, offering fiscal support for households, businesses, healthcare providers, and state and local governments. Here at the Federal Reserve, we rapidly deployed our full range of tools to provide relief and stability, to ensure that the recovery will be as strong as possible, and to limit lasting damage to the economy. We are strongly committed to achieving the monetary policy goals that Congress has given us: maximum employment and price stability. The economic fallout has been real and widespread. But with the benefit of perspective, we can say that some of the very worst economic outcomes have been avoided by swift and forceful action from Congress, from across government, and in cities and towns across the country.
As you go into the new day, Wall Street, meantime, is reacting to just a very peculiar Thursday trading day. The Dow and NASDAQ were relatively calm, but late in the day, the Dow fell 153 points, NASDAQ fell 400 points, 3%, S&P down 1.48. And a lot of other strange news circulated across the board. Concerns about AstraZeneca internationally. NFL finalized an 11-year deal for rights, with Amazon now getting Thursday night games, and FedEx reporting earnings after the hours showing impressive growth. But what about forced stimulus? And what happened with this video? This video was negatively received on YouTube. It got 2,000 dislikes and 22 likes at the time it posted. Why was that the case? In this video, the White House's press secretary in green is asked by a field reporter if the president looks to raise taxes to support upcoming stimulus packages. Let's listen in to her message in this video.
Because this has been a controversial, and I don't need to tell you this, facility in the past. So he doesn't have a particular position on it. It's still on the table that I could reopen?
There hasn't been a decision. HHS would be the ones making a decision. I don't have anything more about the president's personal point of view about specific facilities.
Just on the president's remarks on taxes last night. Two things. One, when might we expect a major push on this? And two, what does small to significant mean?
It depends on how much money you make. Are you a billionaire? Then you may pay more in taxes than someone making, family making $425. There's going to be a range in any tax proposal. He talked about this on the campaign trail, and he talked about it during this interview last night, in part because it's on his mind about how to ensure people are paying their fair share, and that we are looking for revenue funds to continue to build back better. But I don't have a timeline for you on when you'll hear more. It's just something that he has long had a commitment to, and I expect in the coming months, or sooner than that, you'll hear more about his next stages of his agenda, but this is certainly part of what's on his mind and what he would like to work with Congress on. Go ahead.
So is the president looking to raise your taxes in the middle of a pandemic? And why did the president on the campaign trail not support Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax of billionaires, but the press secretary here certainly scoffed and laughed at the idea that it's totally fine to tax the super wealthy? Unclear, as the president of the United States during the campaign trail would not address who gets tax increases and who does. Is those tax increases going to be across the line for people as the president looks to pay $3,000 a child for age 18 and younger for 18 years? And will that be the core of whether you're getting reoccurring stimulus checks? Are reoccurring stimulus checks going to need a tax increase? A lot of confusing details from the White House as people wonder, where is the money coming next? But for now, across the land, I'll be tracking your money, your coffee, your butter, and your bacon, and also your $1,400 third stimulus checks as they continue to land in bank accounts today. It's a new day, and more checks could be landing throughout the day. So stay with me as Mornings LA kicks underway at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon. But for now, thank you for joining me on Early Mornings LALATE.